What would you do if your own family and someone from outsiders both started fighting over your property? And it's not for you, it's for your own benefit. Who is actually right and who is just pretending to care? Don't worry at all. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand who is really standing with Harihar Kaka and who is just being selfish. Hello my dear students, welcome back to Hindi Course B with your very own GupShup ma'am. Today we are diving into the most emotional and gripping part of the story, Harihar Kaka Part 2. Now my dear South Indian students, Yen Guru Hindi Swalpa Tafa, don't worry at all and don't laugh at me. I am also learning as like you. And my North Indian students, you also don't worry because here everything will be explained with very simple Hindi and easy English. Before we begin, just a quick reminder, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to Hindi Simplified X. Jaldi se kar lo yaar. Let's go together as a strong family. Yeah, let's go. I'm ready with my coffee. Are you all ready with your energy drink? Let's move on to our presentation. Welcome back to Hindi Simplified X with your GupShup ma'am. Today we are decoding a story that is not just a lesson in your syllabus. It's a dark mirror of our society which shows through the lesson Harihar Kaka. Now imagine the people whom we trust the most, our own family, turning into our biggest enemies and for what? Just for a piece of land. जब लालच इंसान के दिमाग पर हावी होने लगती है, then it itself closes the door of humanity. The people you trust the most, your own family, turning into biggest enemy and for what sake? Just for a piece of land. So in this video, we will look at this tragedy as a case study in betrayal, coercion and survival, जहां पर विश्वासघात भी है, दबाव भी है और अस्तित्व का विस्तृत अध्ययन भी है. It shows us how far humans can fall. क्योंकि सच तो यह है बच्चों, संपत्ति से अगर कोई चीज बड़ी होती है तो वो होता है हमारा सम्मान, our own self respect. We should not sell our self-respect. And it is irony that Harihar Kaka has learned this the very hard way. As we already understood few situations, events in the first part of Harihar Kaka, here the events will be unfolded with four divisions. So I have divided the chapter into four parts. So let's move on. So in this part, we are going to check the anatomy of greed, how far it goes, and the tragedy of Harihar Kaka, how it is related with greediness. When property erases humanity. So let's move on. So this brings the first changes happened in the family after Harihar Kaka returned from Thakurbari. What actually changed? Before, Harihar Kaka was helpless and everyone was exploiting him, be it Mahant or be it his brother. Everyone was exploiting him. So what actually happened that everything was going in his favor? They all were brother's wife. They were asking his favorite food. They were serving him his favorite delicacies. I can correlate this incident with the time in lockdown. क्या आप कर सकते हैं? Lockdown के समय में जैसे patient, the patient were helpless. How? And the people who were sitting in government positions or high positions, how they were exploiting the patient. They were not giving oxygen cylinder. There was scarcity of beds. So here Harihar Kaka is also helpless. And who is exploiting him? Mahant and his brother. तो कह सकते हैं ना, जब इंसान मजबूर होता है, when people are helpless, तब समाज का असली चेहरा सबके सामने आता है, which is actually hidden behind service. When seva is fake, then the actual swarth opens up in front of everyone. And what is the swarth of his family and Mahant? They wanted his property. In lockdown also, if help has been offered, it was in the terms of overpricing, hoarding of the things, right? तो इसे हम कह सकते हैं, चाहे हरिहर काका हो या लॉकडाउन का पेशेंट, मजबूरी ही सबसे बड़ा बाजार बन जाती है. When helpless it itself become a market. Now, why it was a tactical retreat? Why suddenly everyone is offering everything to Harihar Kaka, be it Thakurbari or be it home? Why suddenly a royal treatment was given to Harihar Kaka? It is clearly explained in page number 18. लेकिन यह क्या, इस बार अपने घर पर जो बदलाव उन्होंने लक्ष्य किया, घर के छोटे बड़े सब उन्हें सिर आंखों पर उठाने को तैयार। भाइयों के पत्नियों ने उनके पैर पर माथा रख गलती के लिए क्षमा याचना की। What really happened? Everyone in the family, he has seen many changes in the family, and what was actual aim for them? Even the younger one, the elder one, everyone was doing everything for him. Even the brother wives, they kept Harihar Kaka's leg on their head and they asked him to forgive them. फिर उनकी आव भगत और जो खातिर शुरू हुई, वैसी खातिर किसी के यहाँ मेहमान आने पर भी नहीं होती। And how he was welcomed, even a guest who comes to our home, guest has also not been welcomed like him. So what was the actual motive behind it? Let's understand in the next slide. Let's understand the strategy. Why Harihar Kaka was given suddenly a royal treatment. What was actually happening? Why the illusion of love was showing from both sides, Thakurbari, Mahant, as well as from brothers. Before that, Harihar Kaka has faced a neglected past where no one was there to love him. Everyone was neglecting him. No one was offering him food also, a proper kind of meal also. But suddenly he was getting a royal treatment as because it was a calculated present. In the right side, you can see that it was the calculated present. Everyone is treating him like a king. Why this sudden respect? तो बच्चों, यहाँ प्यार नहीं, यहाँ एक कैलकुलेटेड बिजनेस प्लान है। बिजनेस प्लान कैसे हुआ? हुआ ना, if anyone will get land, they will get more amount of money. Here, brother's family, through this plan, they don't actually wanted Harihar Kaka. What they actually wanted, they wanted his land and wealth. Now, to get his wealth, they should have some plan, right? Let's uncover the plan. Let's uncover the family's plan and Mahant plan, how they were trying to grab the Harihar Kaka's wealth. This brings us to the second most important concept for your exam, the objectification of man. यहाँ पर इंसान को ही ऑब्जेक्ट बना दिया जा रहा है. हरिहर काका is like a object. Everyone was pulling him and trying to pull him towards them and trying to grab his land. And why they are doing so? Because they were trying to gain from the majburi of Harihar Kaka. And what was his helplessness? That he doesn't have any legal hire who can carry his land, who can take his land. As no one was there from Harihar Kaka's family to take care of him, and he became an object. And here both Mahant and his family, they both can be categorized in Arthik, financial or societal backlogs, separated by their ways, but they are united by their selfish motive. They all are Swarthis. One is pressurizing in the name of family inheritance, while other defines Kaka will get moksha and punya, a good karma. They and their emotions both are fake. They both are swatis. They just wanted Harihar Kaka's land. So सवाल उठता है, the question comes, who will win? Either the family one or the Thakur Baris Mahant. Who will win this case? Now you can see a person is standing in that arena, standing alone. Now you will understand why I have termed objectification of man. एक आदमी वस्तु कैसे बन जाता है? वो इंसान नहीं रहता. He is no more a person. He is not a person now. He is becoming an object. So if a person is tired or want to get help, he will look to whom first? Yes, obviously to his family. Here, Harihar Kaka is helpless. Public, of villagers, brothers, mahants, they all are opportunists. They are like black marketers, selfish people. जैसे कि लॉकडाउन में, in lockdown, how people were trading, how people were hoarding the things. Here also they are exploiting Harihar Kaka. So look at this diagram. Harihar Kaka is in the center, crushed by two massive pressures. The first one is family, and the family was saying Harihar Kaka to give land in the name of inheritance, and they were saying that they have blood ties. Who will take care of his land after him? Obviously, the brother will only take care. That's why they told that give the land in the name of inheritance. What was the actual fear hidden in the mind of Harihar Kaka's brother? They thought he might give his land to Thakurbari's Mahant and they will lose all their assets. So they started to doing all emotional dramas, showing off and saying that they all are blood relations, they all are brothers, so he should give his land to the brothers. Now the next pressure comes from the Thakurbari. Why they were pressurizing? Because they wants to expand their institutional wealth, and through what they are also doing emotional drama. Between these greedy institutions, Harihar Kaka loses his human identity. Even the Thakur Bari were also doing the tactical retreat. They were driven by institutional wealth expansion. They were showing Harihar Kaka that if he will give the land, then he will rule over the land. He will get moksha. He will get punya. Both the side has made Harihar Kaka as an object. He was not able to think properly that what he should do with his land. Here we can understood with this all this tactical retreat they made Harihar Kaka not a human but a object, a property. So here when both sides were pressurizing Harihar Kaka, the family and the Thakur Bari, the village transforms into silent arena, a mute spectator. They were just watching the drama and they want to get the result. What was happening with Harihar Kaka's asset? So they were doing war between them also with this singular asset. And what was the asset? It was land. So we will see how a human became a property. Why Harihar Kaka has been termed as property. So let's unfold the event. Here Harihar Kaka became central figure for everyone, be it Mahant, be it brothers, be it villagers. Everyone was talking about him. Even the villagers, they were divided into two factions, debating whether Harihar Kaka should give his land to his family or temple. Now the family and Mahant conflict intensifies when Harihar Kaka returned from Thakur Bari. The family has given all possible retreat to Harihar Kaka, be it delicacies, be it food, be it service, everything, pressurizing Harihar Kaka to give land to them. While here Mahant also, whenever they will find Harihar Kaka alone anywhere, they will also ask Harihar Kaka to give the land in the name of Thakur Bari. So like this, the conflict intensified. That when Mahant were asking to give land to Thakur Bari, their religion was not used as a devotion, it was used as a tool. Mahant were saying that if you will give land to Thakur Bari, you will be free from all sin, you will do all punya, you will get moksha, you will get good karma. So, among that, fear, pressure, manipulation, everything increases from both sides. With this, Kaka mentally got disturbed and confused whether he should give his land to somebody or should he keep the land with him. Here, the villagers also started gossiping Harihar Kaka's land. He should give land to his brothers as they all are their families. And someone was saying no, he should give land to Thakur Bari so that Thakur Bari will become a big Thakur Bari in the entire state. But all those cares, those pressures, all cares, pressures were hidden by selfish motives. Ultimately, Harihar Kaka decided not to transfer his property to anyone while he is alive, fearing he will be neglected and mistreated once he no longer owns the land. And for this, he was not discussing with anyone, but there was one person. He was the writer, Mithileshwar. तो इस विषय पर हरिहर काका ने एकांत में मुझसे काफी देर तक बात की. सो इन साइलेंस हरिहर काका टॉक विथ मिथिलेश्वर. अंततः हम इस निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचे कि जीते जी अपनी जायदाद को का स्वामी किसी और को बनाना ठीक नहीं होगा, चाहे वो अपना भाई या मंदिर का महंत ही क्यों ना हो. सो आफ्टर डिस्कशन they decided that till he is alive, he will not give his property to anyone. He will not make anyone else the owner of his property. Be it will be his brother or be it will be the mandir's mahant. हमें अपने गांव और इलाके के वे कुछ लोग याद आए जिन्होंने अपनी जिंदगी में ही अपनी जायदाद अपने उत्तराधिकारियों या किसी अन्य को लिख दी थी, लेकिन इसके बाद उनका जीवन कुत्ते का जीवन हो गया था. नाउ व्हाई द लाइफ हैज बीन टर्म्ड एज Kutta, you know it, Kutta, right? It is a dog. So here what writer is saying that he has seen some situation. The people has transferred their property in the name of someone else, and after that their life has become a life of a dog. आपने वो कहावत सुनी होगी, धोबी का कुत्ता न घर का न घाट का. A washerman dog neither belongs to house, neither belongs to river. If he will transfer his property, no one will come and give service to him. Now, why this pressure actually happened? Why everyone is trying to control forcefully to Harihar? These three panels actually tells a story of coercion. They all were trying to do jabardasti with Harihar Kaka, right? On the left, you can see how Harihar Kaka has been lifted like a trophy. So what happened actually? The Mahants of Thakurbari were very sure to get the thumbprint of Harihar Kaka to get his property. So out of their plan, they all appeared in front of Harihar Kaka one midnight, and they all have taken all the weapons, whatever they have, be it banduk, be it gadasa, bhala. They took and appeared in front of Harihar Kaka. They lifted him, they tied his leg and hand, and took Harihar Kaka to Thakurbari. As they appeared unexpectedly, Harihar Kaka's brother were not at all ready. They took the help of police. They went to Thakurbari in the search of Harihar Kaka, but they couldn't find Harihar Kaka over there. Somebody found Harihar Kaka with the help of police, and when police saw the condition of Harihar Kaka, he was actually in very bad condition. He was having many wounds over there. His hands were tied up, his legs were tied up. So this panel actually shows total chaos and anarchy. Students, when elderly are used for their wealth and not respected for their age, then that is not a service. It's what is that? It's actually a conspiracy. It is a forced control which causes काका a mental trauma. हरिहर काका के साथ जो हो रहा था वो सिर्फ जमीन का झगड़ा नहीं, इंसानियत की हार थी. Whatever was happening with Harihar Kaka, it was not a fight of land. It was actually humanity was losing over here. Now, students, every story has a breaking point, and this is it for Harihar Kaka. Look at the horrifying scene. The fake devotions of Mahant vanishes, and it replaced by what? It replaced by pure violence. जबरदस्ती उनसे अंगूठा लिया जा रहा था. They were forcing him to give his thumbprint. He was physically restrained, his hands were, and legs were tied up. And who were the spectators? The villagers. They were watching silently. This is not just a land dispute. बच्चों ये इंसानियत की हार हो रही है. This is the defeat of humanity. This was the breaking point for Harihar Kaka, where human nature was laid bare and greed had won. मानव समाज का पर्दा फाश होता है और लालचपन, the greediness is existing everywhere. लालचपन जो है सबके ऊपर हावी है. Now why this slides has been termed as अपनों से खतरा पुलिस से ही सहारा. ऐसा क्या? What actually happened that Harihar Kaka trust has been broken? When Harihar Kaka was rescued by the police, he came back home. Now here also he was not there. Brothers were not sitting silently. Again they were trying to force him to give thumbprint on that land deed. They also did the same thing what Mahant has done. They also tied Harihar Kaka's leg and had beaten him up and trying to take the thumbprint of his. Luckily, his mouth was not gagged up. He started shouting. So the the Mahant who was actually putting an ear on Harihar Kaka's house to know the event, what was actually happening in Harihar Kaka's home. They understood that even when brothers are pressurizing Harihar Kaka to get his thumbprint. So they also reached Harihar Kaka's home with the police. So here, from this moment, Harihar Kaka has taken the help of law. Let's understand it clearly. Now pay attention close to this graph. It explains the entire chapter, the level of trust and the timeline of escalation. What actually happened when Harihar Kaka was, you can see the red line the family is having and the grave one for religion. He was having immense level of trust for his family and for religion. But this, when both of them started trying to get the thumbprint of Harihar Kaka, and not they were trying, they were forcing Harihar Kaka to give thumbprint. So the level of trust reaches zero. From that moment on, he took the help of police because he knew it very clearly. Now he is no more safe. So here the traditional pillars of trust became the predators. यहाँ रक्षक ही भक्षक बन गए हैं, अपनों से ही खतरा हो गया है, and he is facing danger from loved ones. And here the police is only the refugee. The trust is broken from both sides, be it temple side, be it family side. They both have become predators. At this moment, Kaka thought that he can take by the help of police. And the irony of this chapter is that he now demands protection from whom? From the very people whom he claimed to love and save him. And once the level of trust for both of them was so high, and how the situation escalated, they both sides were forcing and trying to gagged him up, tied him up. So he ultimately took the help of police. Now, this picture depicts the fourth and important portion of Kaka's life, where he felt better. What he thought that better to be live alone and die without any risk. If he will be under his family, brother, then they will also try to force him and take his land. And if he will go to Thakurbari, they will also force him to grab his land. So it will be good that till the time he is alive, he will stay alone. So, what does Kaka do? He took his final stand. He decided no land for family, no land for Mahant. Look at this lonely figure in the. He secured his physical safety by not giving his land to any one of them. But he is completely alone, surrounded by whispers and greedy eyes. जमीन तो बच गया पर इंसान रह गया बिल्कुल अकेला. The land is saved, but the man is completely alone. It took a toll on his psychological wellness, and it was absolute zero. Here the village was divided, but Kaka's mind was clear. He refused to give his land to anyone. His trust was completely broken. And at what cost? At the cost of loneliness. That's become permanent reality in his life. He is safe, but he is completely alone. This brings us to the core theme of this lesson: when currency eclipses blood. Look at this broken scale. A heavy bag of property papers outweighs a human heart. पैसा रिश्तों से बड़ा हो गया है. The money is becoming bigger than relationship. Now, what is the hypocrisy here? Society mask of care is hidden deeply behind the selfish motive. And what is the religion is showcased over here as a misuse tool for material gain. They want their institutional wealth expansion. So it is completely stripped off. The devotions were completely stripped off. And what was the survival mode for Harihar Kaka? The painful necessity of choosing self preservation over familial bonds when trust is shattered. In this greedy world, Kaka had chosen painful self-preservation over family. So in the end, we understood why family suddenly changed. क्यों बदल गया परिवार? In the end, Kaka realized the truth. The society hypocrisy was exposed in front of him. पैसा रिश्तों से बड़ा हो गया है. Money had become bigger than relationship. His loneliness became his permanent reality, which brings us to the end, the burden of survival. Why his family changed? क्यों बदल गया परिवार? हरिहर काका survived by trusting absolutely no one. But I want to ask you, my dear students, did he make the right decision? Could be there was some another path. Tell me in the comments below. अगर आप हरिहर काका की जगह होते तो आप क्या करते? Now you tell me honestly, was Harihar Kaka's decision was right? Should he have trusted someone, or did he have done the right thing? Think for a second. If you were in his place, what would you have done? My dear students, idu life la romba important questions. It's very important questions in our life. Sometimes people around us, they smile on us. but the intentions are different. Ready? Now your turn. Comment below your answer. So here, GupShup ma'am signing off with GupShup style, where concepts will be clear and tension will be zero. So meet you soon in the next presentation.